Hey, family, welcome back to Power Walking. And if this is your first time, welcome. This is a space of real testimony, real conviction, and real growth with God. So here we are at episode 2 of God Renewing My Mind. And today I'm sharing how God showed me what I was calling protection was actually a spirit of pride. God checked my pride through help, independence, and trust. So the scene is set. I have my coffee. I have my laptop. Let's get into it. So one day, as I'm up getting ready from work, I'm in the bathroom and I hear, "You're prideful." Now, usually when the Holy Spirit says something to me, I readily accept, but not this time. I was like, oh God, not me. That day, I was working with a new client. I got in my car and tried pulling up my work app to get the client's address, but my service was not working. I called my immediate supervisor to get the address, and at the time, I didn't realize that she had given me the address of the second client of the day. As I was driving, the Holy Spirit started to work on me, showing me three separate moments of my pride. Here we are. Situation number one. The Holy Spirit reminded me of the night I had my granddaughter, and she was hungry. She called her dad to have food delivered. He asked me if I wanted anything. So listen, my stomach was rumbling. It felt like it was touching my back. My cabinets and my refrigerator was bare, and I had no money. And I told him no. Now I have to be honest about what I was feeling. In that moment, I was embarrassed that my granddaughter had to call him for food. I didn't want him to think that I needed him to feed me. I wanted it to appear as if she was asking for fast food because she didn't want what was in the house. The Holy Spirit then brought to my attention the day I went to the store for one of my clients. And as I was standing in the checkout line with two items, I noticed the man in front of me, he had a real large order. So the cashier had already started scanning his items. And when he looked back and he saw that I only had two items, he had offered to pay for my things. And I declined twice. So the third time he asked, I actually said, okay, fine. And I allowed him to pay for my things. So after the cashier scanned the stuff, bagged the stuff, and handed me the bag, I ran up out of there. I did not stop running until I got to my car. Although the man offered to pay for my items, I was still embarrassed. I felt so stupid about the reason for my embarrassment, but I was embarrassed. And here is situation number 3. I worked with another client in my first week back to work after I got a new car. Now that's a whole nother story that we're going to get into as well. But back to this one. He needed to go to the grocery store, so I took him. He offered to give me gas money, and I declined. My gas tank was showing less than half in the tank of gas. I didn't get paid for another week. I didn't have no money. And I didn't think it was okay to take gas money from him because it was my job to take him to the store. That's what I told myself anyway. The truth was, again, I was embarrassed to be there to take care of him. And it appeared that I needed to be taken care of instead. So, because of my appearance of needing help, I refused a blessing while rejecting his assignment. Now, it was in this moment that I realized that my supervisor had given me the address of my second client of the day, and that's whose house I was sitting in front of. I was able to log into my work app this time and get the correct client's info. I put his address in my GPS and saw that I would get there with 5 minutes to spare before my scheduled time. As I began driving, I started to explain to God why I did those things. So here's my explanation. Okay, Lord, you know why I am this way. I'm scarred from seeing the things my family would do when they would help someone. I don't like being talked about. I don't like being made to feel like I'm needy. I live a private life. So I've learned to not ask for help. I've learned to figure it out on my own. The Holy Spirit said, "You're prideful." I refuse to accept this. I again begin to explain. Lord, I must protect myself from people making me feel like I'm less than them. I'm tired of feeling that way. I'm tired of feeling like I'm not capable of taking care of myself. Surely now God understands I'm not prideful, right? I'm just protective of myself. Tch, I didn't understand that it was I who lacked understanding, and it was deeper than this. I'm now driving in tears, trying to convince my creator that he's wrong about me. I get silent. because I proved my point. This conversation is over, and I am now sealing it with my tears until I realized that God was only getting started. God said, "You hide behind that excuse because you don't want anyone to think you need help or need them. You would rather struggle and dress it up as protection when it's really your pride. You don't even trust me." Hold up. My tears are now dry because there's no way that this is true. This is a lie from the pit of hell. I found out that it wasn't a lie, although it was from the pit of hell that I was living in. I continue driving, and I'm now more focused to listen instead of explaining because there's no way that I don't trust God. I will soon learn that Father knows best. God says, "How would I be able to bless you if you won't accept help? Do you think I will hurt you by sending someone who would hurt you? You don't ask me to help you with things because you don't trust me to take care of you. You don't trust that I am not the person who has hurt you. I am the I am. I am provider. I am comforter. I am healer. I am the one to take care of you. Will you let me? You don't need walls when I'm your covering." That broke me. As I sat in front of the client's house, my face was wet with tears. I cried, "My God, I didn't know. I truly thought that I was protecting myself because I was the only one who could. I want to trust you, Lord. I want to believe that you won't hurt me. I'm scared. Lord, forgive me." I now see the Holy Spirit at work because this is the only time I wasn't too busy to hear God. So let me ask you this. What are you calling protection that God is calling pride? Listen, this isn't about shame. It's about surrender. Because true protection doesn't come from isolation. It comes from obedience. I want you to really think about that. Next week, I'm talking about something deeper. Fight or flight. I definitely want you here for that. Because this is the moment I realized I wasn't fighting the enemy. At least not the enemy I thought. I was fighting myself. So, if this spoke to you, sit with it. Pray about it. Share it with someone who needs it. I'll see you next week on Power Walking. I love you, and I mean it. Yes, you. Be blessed.